Sorry, lads and lasses, I just realised that the audio was off. Hopefully you can hear me now, guys and girls. Can ya? Anyway, it's the Flying Pig here. I hope you're all good. Sorry about that little brief mare at the start there, but listen, I'm jumping on here because there's some breaking news in the football world, everybody, and that is that PSG have been crowned the champions of the Ligue 1 over in France. So the French Football League, they've basically awarded Paris Saint-Germain the title because they're 12 points clear at the top with a game in hand. But it says basically the BBC are reporting this, Sky Sports are reporting this, everybody's reporting this. So as far as I'm aware, this is 100% legitimate. PSG have been awarded the Ligue 1 title after it was announced the season would not resume because of the coronavirus pandemic. 12 points clear at the top of the table, game in hand. French football was suspended indefinitely on the 13th of March. Earlier, the French Prime Minister, Edouard Philippe, cancelled the 2019-20 sporting season. French football's governing body had hoped to resume the season on the 17th of June. Lorient have been crowned the League 2 champions, and they were just a point above Lens when the season was suspended. Both teams will be promoted. So, I mean, this just strikes me as being absolute bloody horse manure from the French Football Association here, to be fair. Because you can't just go awarding teams automatic promotion up into the league above when you have a point difference between second and first. And, I find it just bullshit, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know what's going on down the table, but it sounds like it's just a little bit of a knee-jerk decision here. That's my personal opinion. Maybe it's because I don't want it to happen in the English Football Premier League and have Liverpool crown the champions, even though, they're ridiculously far ahead. And if anybody deserves to be crowned champions across the leagues in Europe, I'm guessing it's Liverpool. But we obviously don't want that to happen because it's the Scousers at the end of the day. And it'd be hilarious if it could continue that they still hadn't won the Premier League. But even though they are worthy champions this year, and it pains me to say that, but they are worthy champions, I feel like if there's still a mathematical possibility that the league can be won by somebody else, then it should be voided off. Plus, you have the opportunity here where it's like, oh, well, what about the relegated teams? What about the teams who are fighting for those places for Europe? Okay, the mid-table teams, the Arsenals of this world, they might not give a shite, to be honest, and they want the season voided off and written off, whatever. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, listen, I don't know what's going on with the English FA. There's different football associations around Europe doing different things. From what I understand, in the Netherlands, the Dutch FA, what they have done is they have completely voided off the season. So it's I believe Ajax were ahead by a few points or whatever in the Dutch league, in the Eredivisie, and they've just completely voided off the season. So that's starts again in September or August or whenever it's supposed to start. So that's another angle that a league around Europe has taken. I mean, you've got obviously this angle here from the French FA, which is to simply award the title to PSG because they're ahead, and award the second division promotion places to the teams that are currently in there. But I mean, that just doesn't strike me as all that fair, to be honest, because there's still a lot of the season left. I mean, I don't know how many games are left of the French league actually compared to the English league. I don't know if it's the same timeline exactly, but whatever. There's still games left, and they've awarded the title to PSG. I just find it wrong. At 7 titles out of 8 years now for PSG. Fair enough, they're probably going to win the title, 12 points ahead. I get it, but it's still not, as long as there's a mathematical chance that, say, Liverpool cannot win the title, then I don't see how you can continue and finish the league. How's it all going, everybody? I can see there's a bunch of you filtering in now. Nice to see you all in here. Let me give it a refresh, actually, so I can see your comments. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about the breaking news here? It's pretty unbelievable, really. Alex the Rinconator, what's going on, matey? He's got in here with a super chat and he says, PSG were crowned champions because it was already mathematically impossible for them to lose it. Liverpool can still lose the league, so it's a different situation in my opinion. Fair comment there, Alex. What I must say, though, is if you look at the League 2, I mean, let me just get the League 2 table up because this obviously still applies, right? Because League 1 and League 2, it's the football pyramid. I just want to have a look at the League 2 table to see, because apparently the two teams that occupy those top 2 spots are going to be going up, but are they mathematically safe for doing so? If so, then it is a totally different situation, to be honest. So let's have a look at the table there. So Lorient are currently winning the league there. They're a point ahead of Lens. And then AC Ajaccio, they're only 1 point behind Lens. So they're 2 points off the lead. Troyes are 1 point behind them. Clermont are 1 point behind them. How many matches are they supposed to have left in League 2? Because that's a big indicator as well how they've reached this decision. It's generally across the whole French football. So Lorient, who are a point ahead of Lens, and Lens go up, and then AC Ajaccio and Troyes and Clermont, who's within 3 points of those two teams, do not go up. I mean, it's a little bit harsh, isn't it, if there's even a few games left? Even if there's a couple of games. I mean, one game could decide what happens in League Two there. But anyway, it's quite interesting. It is different if the mathematical possibility. I mean, it's different to what Liverpool are facing in the Premier League, because there is still a mathematical possibility that they cannot win the league. And as long as that is in place, I don't see how you can just go ahead and award them the league. Even though there's so many points ahead, even though they only lost one game all season long, and they're worthy champions, like, come on, you can't give it to the Scousers, can you? No chance in hell. Stephen Thornton, he says, Alex, they still had 10 games to play. Did they really? That's 30 points. Is that seriously the case? Because obviously they're 12 points ahead. If they still had 10 games to play, then they could easily not go and win that league. So I don't know what we're talking about, though, if you're talking about Liverpool or PSG. But I just wanted to come in here and give you my thoughts and opinions, just to summarise, really. I think it's a bit of a snap decision, especially when you look at the League Two table, to just promote Lorient and Lens when there's teams that are still, that could still catch them and still get promoted. I think that's an absolute bloody nightmare from them, and those teams should be absolutely bloody pissed off. And then you can't really win, because if you look at the Dutch league, like in the Dutch second tier, there is a team, I forget the name of them now, but they are, I believe, 12 points ahead as well of the second team in the second division of Dutch football, but that was completely voided and written off. So that team was preparing for life in the Eredivisie, and then what's happened is they just had their season completely voided off when they're miles ahead. This way, the teams that are still in those places are getting promoted. I guess the teams that are still in the relegation places are getting relegated. I really don't know what's going on. In fact, it's just breaking news at the moment. There's more to come. It says here, Amiens and Toulouse will be relegated from League One. So, I mean, let me have a look at the League One table and see if there's still a possibility that they can actually stay up. Because if that is the case, I mean, how ridiculously harsh is that? How ridiculously unfair would it be if that's the case? So let's have a look. Toulouse are right down at the bottom there. They're definitely relegated, to be fair. But Amiens, I mean, they're 4 points off of Nimes, so they're 7 points off the drop. So if there's a few games left, they could theoretically stay up. So I don't see how it could be possibly fair to relegate those teams. But I don't know. I mean, in fact, what they've done is they've said they're going to relegate the bottom two teams. Maybe mathematically that is the case. But anyway, everyone, let me know what you think about it in the comments section. It's an absolute travesty, I think, but we'll see what happens in the English Premier League. Will we follow suit? Will the FA follow suit? Do you think they've got the cojones just to award the title to Liverpool, even though it's mathematically still possible they could not win the title? That would mean that Manchester United have Champions League football next season, I'm guessing, because we occupy that fifth spot. And if Manchester City are not allowed to compete in the competition for a couple of years, depending on what goes on with the legal situation between UEFA and Man City, of course, then that would open the door for Manchester United, who are currently occupying that fifth space, to be in the Champions League next season. So if they're just going to end it as is, look, it's terrible the Scousers are going to get the title, but you can't deny that they don't actually deserve it this season. Like, it would be like the universe conspiring against them if it was voided off. And I personally would absolutely bloody love it. But you couldn't deny them the title, is what I'm saying. Like, they were on track to win it comfortably. So if they did award it, then all the places are currently set, which only benefits United. I think Sheffield United have a game in hand on us as well, and it would definitely benefit us. It would absolutely screw over them, and it would screw over the teams that are in the relegation zone right now. So I don't think you can actually win this situation. The only way you could win this situation is to actually go out there and finish the season. Now, whether or not you start that in August or September, where the next season's supposed to start, and just have a mini season next season with 19 games instead of the 38, and just have a neutral ground, or you play home one weekend, you play away the next weekend, and you have a half season next season too. Maybe that's a way of doing it. Or you finish the league off in the summer somehow. Now, they're talking about plans. UEFA have announced that they want all of the leagues in Europe to be to have something in place or be finished by June end of June or July, some bullshit like that, right? I forget the dates now. But, whether or not that's going to be the case, I don't know. We'll see. If the Premier League can work out a way to finish all the fixtures, even if they play some sort of half games or something. But a lot of the teams and a lot of the managers and the owners of these clubs and the chairman and all that sort of stuff, I don't really see them going for that. So I don't know what's the best course of action. Maybe finishing the season at a later date and maybe starting the next season at a later date, or having a half season. I mean, it's going to have a massive knock-on effect. Nobody saw this coming. It's a ridiculous situation to deal with. We've got to do the best we can with it. I understand it's hard. You're seeing different actions taken by different leagues. You're seeing voids. You're seeing awarded titles. So who's to say what's going to happen in the Premier League? But what do you guys think about it? Do get in here in the comment section then, and I'm going to dive in here and see what you lads and lasses have to say. Dante, how are you doing, Dan? He says they don't deserve it. Bunch of melts. Everyone else has been crap. Not that they have been great. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I do think they have been good. I think they've been quite fortunate along the way, though. They should be ahead, but they shouldn't be as far ahead as they are. I think they've been quite fortunate with VAR and getting the rub of the green here and there, but that's just my own personal opinion. I can understand why you would take that stance as well. No worries, Neil Duffin, mate. Thank you very much, man. I was happy to do that for your friend Stefan, Neil, and I hope you're bearing up well, mate. And, thank you very much for passing that message of thanks on from his family as well, Neil. Neil Duffin, everyone. Legend. Aaron Homart says, what will happen to the Premier League? See, this is the thing. We don't actually know. It remains to be seen. Will the FA, will the English Football League award the title to Liverpool? And that also means that the teams in the Championship and the League One and League Two and all their positions are set, and everyone gets promoted and everyone gets relegated. You can't add extra teams to the league. You can't add 23 teams in the Premier League next season. It's ridiculous. So you either have to void the whole thing off, finish the season any which way you can, whether it's 6 months down the bloody line, or award the title to Liverpool and just set it as it is. All of the places that are currently occupied by the teams in the Premier League, regardless of goal difference, regardless of the amount of games played and the games in hand and things like that, those are the only options. It's a shitter either way. The fairest way, from an objective point of view, of course I don't want to award the title to Liverpool. I want United to have won the title since Liverpool have, for sure. Liverpool gone 30 years without winning the title. It'd be lovely if they didn't win the title, don't get me wrong. But probably from an objective point of view, the fairest thing to do is hold off and finish the league any which way you can and adjust the next season if you have to. And have an 19 match season next season, It sounds shit, doesn't it? But it could actually work. It's a fair way of doing it. Joe Bond says you brought Bruno and all of a sudden United giving it the big jaw again. Well, I mean, to be fair with you, Joe, I have to say Bruno Fernandes is a breath of fresh air, and if you actually look what the sort of impact that he had in the short spell that we've seen him, to be fair, we only saw 5 or 6 games from him, but he's pretty much been our best player in all those games. He's been orchestrating things, he's been setting things up, he's been leading out there, he's been showing a great attitude. So look, Bruno Fernandes is just one player. It's about the team, we know that, but he's a big part of that team now. So I think you're going to see we're going to do a lot better with him in the side. Ila United says big Premier League will not be back this year. So Ila thinks maybe the Premier League won't be back this year at all. So that's what I mean. If it's such a long time away, the longer this goes on, the least likely you are to finish the season. The more likely it is that the Premier League is going to be voided off, or the season's going to be awarded to Liverpool. Ruddy Can't Game says TV companies won't like an 18-game season. No, I hear you. But the thing is, it's 19 games actually. But I hear you. But actually, what are they going to do otherwise? At the moment, they're not enjoying not having this football on in the Premier League right now. So this Premier League football that they've paid for that isn't on right now. So they're not liking this. I cancelled my Sky, my Now TV freaking subscription, because what's the point of paying for it? It's the bloody live football one the next few months. I'll just join up again when it comes back on. So they're not liking this at the moment. And what would happen is, I'm not saying they could write the season off and just do an 18-game season next season. I'm saying let's say that they could get let's say that they could get this season back underway in August. And then finish that season by Christmas, say, and then do a 19-game season from January to May or whatever. Rather than play home and away, you just play home, then you play away. Or, and if there's any uneven amounts of fixtures at a neutral ground or something, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ideas that is the fairest way to finish the Premier League season. Now, do I want the Premier League season to be finished in a way because I want United to have Champions League football next season? That would be huge for us. That would be massive for who we could sign as well. So it's not going to be good. Look, if the season's voided off and Liverpool do not get the title, then that means United are not in the Champions League next season. So it doesn't help us too much either, in all honesty. Yeah, in a way, it's worth it just to see the Scousers not lift the trophy. I get it. But it's a lose situation in my eyes. Dylan Gill says, what about the relegation teams in League One? Will they be relegated? Yes. So Toulouse and was it Amiens or one of the other teams has already been announced that they're going to be relegated from League One into League Two. And I think that is completely wrong as well, to be perfectly honest. KM Ali, what's going on, man? He says, cancel season 21-22, then restart the season after Corona is gone. So, interesting. So, cancel the next season, is what you were saying. So, next year's season that's supposed to start in August, cancel that off, and then just finish this one over the course of that one. That's another idea, KM Ali, actually. And that actually makes a lot of sense. You'd definitely get it done, wouldn't you? It would be shit because there'd be a real small amount of football on. But I suppose if the European Championships are going to be moved to 2021 summer, then at least at that. But yeah, no, that's actually an interesting idea as well. So there's a few other ideas. Neil Duffin says, void the season. I really would barf if the Scousers got the title. Yeah, me too. It's a fingers down the throat jobby. In fact, you wouldn't even need the fingers down the throat. It's just an instant gag reflex thinking about the bloody Scousers lifting the trophy after all those years. They've never won the Premier League trophy. Obviously, they've won 18 of the Old English, First Division titles, but they've never actually won the Premier League trophy since its 92 inception. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that is drab from Liverpool. It's drab. They've won Champions Leagues in that time. They've never won the English Premier League. I mean, just have a little laugh at the Scousers for a second when you actually think about that. There they are, having a laugh about us. We've not won it since, 2013 was the last one, was it? That's like 7 years ago, okay? It's a long time for a club like Manchester United to wait, don't get me wrong. But in a transitional period after losing a manager who's there for 3 decades in Fergie, come on, it's going to be a difficult period for any football club, I think. Especially when you have shit owners as well. Like, don't forget, our owners are shite. But Liverpool actually haven't won the title. The Premier League title ever. Like, let's just think about that for a second. There they are having a go at us, saying, oh, we're shite. We think we're good now, and all this stuff, and they're so many points ahead. I mean, at the end of the day, they haven't won the Premier League, so it's kind of ridiculous. Dylan Gill says, I know we don't want Liverpool to win the league, but we need to focus on ourselves. We need Champions League football. And I think if the season was played behind closed doors, we would finish 4th. Yes, I agree with you. I think we would probably finish 4th now as well. I think the way we were going, the momentum was behind us. We had Igalo looking good. I don't know what's going on with him, actually, whenever his loan's up and all that. If we can get an extension or if he's going to be made permanent, that's another situation we don't know about. And then, of course, you've got, hang on a second. Sorry about that. So basically, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Just like you guys. We'll see, but I agree with you. I think if the season was finished, we'd probably finish 4th, and I think it would benefit us, Dylan, and we sort of have to take those glasses off in a way because it would affect a lot of things for us over the coming year. Could affect us for seasons to come because if you miss out on that special signing, let's just say Jadon Sancho is going to join Manchester United or he's up for joining United, but United are playing in the Europa League next season and there's no guarantee that we're actually going to get Champions League football. So what would he do? Would he, let's say Barcelona coming for a bit, he might be dead set keen on joining Manchester United, but I'm just saying if there's another big club that comes in and tries to sneak him off us, then that's only going to be increased if we don't have the Champions League football to actually add to them, the parity. So there you go. Oops. Right, okay then. Let's have another few looks at your comments here, lads and lasses. Shout out to everyone for getting in here, by the way. Smash your thumbs up on it, everybody. Give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I haven't done a breaking news video for a little bit, but I just wanted to talk about the French League One being awarded to Paris Saint-Germain. It's obviously a bold move from French football there. But it doesn't surprise me. Cheeky little backhander. What's going on here? Is there a cheeky little backhander going on? Michel Platini knows all about those. So I'm just saying, I wouldn't put it beyond them. Nice one. In United, 20 times, 18. Shh. Absolutely. Old Joe Bond's getting in here with the Liverpool bants. Fair play to you. Kyle Broom, how's it going, Kyle? He says, I'd rather watch the Premier League once the fans come back. Empty grounds will lack the passion, and I wouldn't even care about the winner of the Champions League either. There you go. So he wants us to just hold off until football's in a position when we can have the fans in the stands, when basically all this coronavirus pandemic is gone. It might be 2021, whatever. So that's an interest. That's probably the safest way to look at it, Kyle. We have to remember, football is one thing, and in all honesty, there's bigger things that are going on in the world right now and bigger fish to fry. So we do need to look at just saving as many lives as possible right now. We shouldn't be having any crowds, and like you say, playing behind closed doors. It just takes all the passion out of it, to be fair. Listen, voiding it maybe is the fairest thing. I was saying finishing it is maybe the fairest thing, but that's going to affect everybody next season as well. Voiding it is perhaps it is the fairest thing for everybody, you know. Take it on the chin. You haven't progressed. You haven't gone backwards. Sorry, Leeds, you were going to come up, whatever, but, you know, it's one of those things. Sorry, Liverpool, you're going to win it. But, sorry, but everybody else, though, you know, it's kind of like, well, great. Well, the relegated teams are like, cushy, well, we're just staying up then. And we just start again. It kind of makes the most sense. Dr. Bill says, I just want League Two to continue, LOL. I'm a Colchester fan. Though out of respect to this channel, I will not disgrace United. Top man, Dr. Bill. And A up to you, Duck, by the way. Dr. Bill, mate. So Colchester, eh? That is mental. I don't know where they are. I'm guessing they're in the promotional places or whatever. If you're talking like that, like you want it to continue. I don't actually know the state of League Two, mate. So, but there you go. If it will have that knock-on effect throughout the leagues, I'm sure. So it depends what happens. It depends, you know, what sort of situation all the different leagues are in and how they're going to reach their final decision. Roddy Cart Game says, no guarantees in football, so who knows what may happen. Arsenal can still get in these spots. Sheffield United can get into these spots. Chelsea can get it together. That's what I mean. Like, there's so many games left. United could have easily lost a couple of those games. Sheffield United, Chelsea. All these teams are in with a shout of dropping points or picking up points with the remaining games of the season. Just like Liverpool, technically, could not lift the trophy. But realistically, they probably would. United says, go and win the treble. I mean, to be fair, the treble has got to be the greatest achievement that you can get in English football. Like, yeah, okay, maybe Liverpool have won more Champions Leagues than Manchester United, but you know, it's not. They've never won the Premier League, which is laughable. United have won it a shitload of times. They've never won the treble, which, you know, of the Premier League, because they've never won the Premier League, the Champions League and the FA Cup, they've never done that. That has got to be the biggest achievement you can do in domestic football in England, because not only are you winning the Continental Tournament, you're winning the domestic cup, you're winning the domestic title. It doesn't happen. Only United. So, you know, come on, you've got to give props where it's due. I mean, that was a special era. Sure, we're not in that era anymore, but to say this football club is not a better football club than Liverpool, or not a bigger football club in the sense of having won more important things in our own country, which I consider the English Premier League title to be the most important thing, to be fair, then I think we're just being silly, aren't we? Anyway, yeah, nice one. Neil Dafford says, next season FA Cup, Capital One Cup, only the youth teams to play, no friendlies and no pre-season friendlies. Hey, that's another really great idea, mate. If you just get rid of certain cups and get rid of some of the fixtures, you might be able to just squeeze these games in and play the full season next season. So you just have no domestic cup and you have no league cup. You know, it's an interesting idea, mate. I kind of always says, actually, well, he's always saying they're only allowed to play youth teams. Fair play, yeah, no, that's another option as well. Yeah, that's actually a really good option, Neil Duffin, mate. Crikey, I'm loving the ideas that you legends are coming up with here. So many top ideas, you know, not just voiding it, not just awarding the titles, not just finishing it at a later date, but some of the different ways of finishing it at a later date makes a lot of sense. Fair play. Yeah, there's never a plan put in place for this type of pandemic disaster. No plan made for the next season. Embarrassing. Yeah, I agree, Neil Duffin, and that's from a governmental point of view as well, you know. Like this, we were just completely unprepared for this. That's why there's so many deaths. I think we're the second most in Europe now in the UK. 26,000 people have died. There's no plan in place for dealing with this sort of a pandemic. We've had a nightmare as a nation. We've had a nightmare as pre-planning as globally. Some countries had a little pre-warning. Some countries have handled it way better than others. But certainly England, the UK, was not, you know, ramped up to deal with this type of thing. It's just very, very sad. I agree with you entirely, Neil Duffin. Big God Bob says, you can see Klopp's shark teeth, iceberg teeth from the moon in daylight, such as their blinding whiteness. NASA's just confirmed. Oh, I love it. Right, okay, anyway, we don't want to get this into a big bashing of Liverpool situation, but I just wanted to jump on here, let you know the breaking news, give you my thoughts on it. I think that it's the wrong decision. I think that they should try and finish it, or they should void it off over in the French league. But there you go, they've awarded it to PSG. Will the same fate be for Liverpool or, you know, the teams in the Premier League and the Championship and the other leagues? Right then, lads and lasses, I'm going to wrap this one up here. I might be doing a FIFA video tonight. I might not be, though. You're going to have to keep a lookout for it because I've got to install a couple of parts. I'm upgrading the PC a little bit, and we'll see if I can get it done in time and everything for then. But yeah, it's just arrived from Amazon and stuff, so I've got to put an SSD in and some stuff. It's probably not that complicated, but, you know, I've got to format my a hard drive, and I'm going to dual freaking have the hard drive and the SSD. Anyway, I don't want to bore you. But, so there may or may not be a FIFA later, but there probably will be. We'll see. Anyway, lads and lasses, thank you very much for watching. Chuck a like on this video. Thanks to everybody that's got in the live chat. Bloody legends, the lot of you. Sam Hopkins, how's it going, matey? Thank you very much. Tento, Cisco, Legend, Dr. Bill. All you bloody legends, I'll see you very, very soon. This is The Pig. Thank you very, very much for watching. Get your thoughts in after this video is finished down in the comment section about what you think of the current situation with the French League and the English Premier League and Liverpool and all that malarkey. I'll see you soon. This is The Pig. Take it easy and come on, United. Yeah, lads and lasses. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Just a little Patreon credits here to say thank you to everybody that's tuning in. I'm getting all stuffy right now. I think it's dust-related issues or maybe melt fever. I don't know. But either way, getting a bit stuffy. So thank you very much to everybody that watched this video. Smack a thumbs up on it. Shout out to all the Patreon brigade here and all the Tier 2 channel members who appear on this list. Need to add Sam Hopkins, but a whole bunch of bloody legends. Thank you very much to everyone that's tuned in. Today, get your thoughts and opinions in on the PSG Liverpool situation. I want to know what you've got to say about it in the comment section below. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Mr. Flying Pig HD. I'll keep you posted with any breaking United news, any major football news to do with the Premier League as well. So keep posted and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Right, I'll catch you soon, lads and lasses. This is The Pig. Take it easy.